Hi everyone, welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is Your Love Life in 2023. This is timeless, so you can watch this really any time in 2023 and it should apply to the year as a whole. So there are 4 piles to choose from. I suggest selecting the pile that sparks a memory in you. So for example, I would choose this pile 1, the King of Pentacles, because the castle in the back of this card reminds me of this abandoned hotel that was made to look like a castle that I used to live near. So I will put the timestamps in the descriptions down below. Feel free to pause the video now to select your pile, and let's get started. If you selected pile 1, the King of Pentacles, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Lovers, the Ace of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the 5 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups. For your love oracle cards, we got the Chaser and Cupid's Arrow. All right, my pile 1s. So what is your love life looking like in 2023? We start off your spread with the Lovers, which is always a great sign in a love reading. I mean, it's the card of love. So immediately what I'm hearing is that there is someone coming in for you, and this person is actually a really great match for you. You know, this is someone that you can communicate really well with. This is someone who understands you on an intellectual level, and also someone that you have fun with. This is not someone that's going to weigh you down with worries about the relationship. Because you understand each other and you kind of bring out the fun, inner child parts of each other. But with the Ace of Pentacles next to this, I do not think that this is going to come very quickly in the year 2023 because the Ace represents something new. Definitely, I think this is a new person. If you are single, someone that you have not met before, if you're in a relationship with someone that you I think that this will be kind of a step up in your level of commitment. But I'm hearing that this would be towards the end of the year because I don't think that you will end 2023 being super far along in this new level of commitment that you have with this person, which is not a bad thing, but there's some stuff that has to happen beforehand to kind of prepare you for this. But definitely with the Ace of Pentacles, this is a really stable offer. I feel like for a lot of you, maybe you have been casually dating, but all the offers you get are really fleeting, or it's people only want to see you when it's convenient for them, or you're almost like a placeholder just to take these other people that are pursuing you out of their own loneliness. I feel like you feel like sometimes people don't actually like you, they just like that you're there. But this person is not going to make you feel that way. This person wants to this person wants you to want things from them, is what I heard, which I think is actually pretty rare. I think sometimes we end up with people who want us to be the smallest versions of ourselves or have no needs or emotional boundaries. But this person wants to establish all those things for you. They want to do things for you. Acts of service is coming in through this. So I think this person might be the way that they kind of pursue you or express their interest in you is by doing things to help you out. If you're having a rough day, they're like, what can I do to make it better? Or, if you break something, they're like, well, I know how to fix it. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting. But like I said, I feel like this comes in towards the end of the year because in the middle of your spread, we have the Hanged Man, which is all about kind of waiting in an uncomfortable position. And I feel like for most of you that are looking at this pile, you are single and you have been single for a while. Maybe you've been casually dating, like I said, but nothing has really felt like it could turn into anything real for you. And with the Hanged Man, there's this feeling of not knowing when you're going to get the release from this feeling of being stuck in this pattern. And you're also aware that you have to continue to put yourself out there, try to put yourself out there, put yourself in this uncomfortable position, put yourself in a path of having to be vulnerable in order to kind of have the love that you want, which is scary for you. That's why we have this 5 of Cups, because I feel like for a lot of you, there is this really big fear of abandonment that's coming through. And that's also echoed in the Love Oracle card that we have, the Chaser, which says Chaser and codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. So I feel like this is you having this fear, that you're just convenient, that even though this person comes through and they're telling you, no, I actually want something stable from you. I want to do these things for you. I want to be in your life and have something to build on with you. You are still kind of hesitant, or you're very afraid of this connection because of your past situations. You feel like if you decide to trust this person and let them in, that they're going to end up leaving you, and you're going to be more hurt than you ever have been before, because you really see how strong the connection that you have with this person is with the Lovers. And that's why you have to transition from this 5 of Cups, which is a feeling of loss, a feeling of sadness that I think you're kind of harboring at this fear that you have that this person is going to end up hurting you, into the 9 of Cups, which is, wish fulfillment, hopefulness, feeling like, but what if it does work out? This is kind of the transition from I'm afraid of being hurt to, but what if this person doesn't hurt me? What if this is the person who understands me and, wants to be there for me? It's like the Prince song, If I Was Your Girlfriend, where he says, would you run to me if somebody hurt you, even if that somebody was me? Because realistically, in any relationship that you have with another person, there are going to be times when you have disagreements, although that shouldn't be happening, extremely regularly. You should be able to talk it out in a mature, decisive way with anyone in your life. But this person is like, I don't want you to ever feel like you have to temper your emotions towards me. I don't want you to feel like you have to hide these insecurities. I want you to know that I want the same things that you do out of this relationship, is what I'm hearing, which is really beautiful. And with the Lovers and the Hangman and the King of Pentacles as your pile marker, the signs that are showing up here are Gemini, Pisces, and Taurus. I'm getting most strongly Taurus. So either you or this person coming in for you could have that as their sun sign, or have that as another prominent placement in their natal chart. So Moon, Rising, Venus. And with the pile marker being the King of Pentacles, this is someone that is really stable and secure and has a lot to offer, and they're not really wavering in their emotions. When they tell you something, they mean it, and they're very supportive. And this has very much like gentle giant vibes. It's like someone who not that they're necessarily like a big person or a tall person, but the vibe of this is someone who has authority in their stature in a way that maybe is intimidating to other people, but in actuality, they're just like a teddy bear. That's the real vibe of this, and I think this is a person that's coming in for you, and the person that you have to kind of work on your own insecurities and fears of abandonment in order to fully accept and embrace this person that's coming in for you. So, like I said before, your first love oracle card is a Chaser, which says Chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue, which goes with this 5 of Cups. I think this is, the way that you have felt in your past relationships, like you're always chasing someone and begging them to love you, and then this person comes in and they're very much like, no, I want to love you, and you're like, well, I don't trust it. I feel like you're trying to trick me, or I feel like if I do this again, it will be even more devastating. But the universe wants you to know with this second love oracle card, Cupid's arrow, it says, have faith, love is coming, surprise, invitation or meeting, and hesitation. So this goes with this Nine of Cups, which is all about hopefulness. It's about having faith that this love is true, that this person's coming in for you. Your optimism in this situation is what's going to help you be able to come into this relationship, being able to work through this fear you have of vulnerability and intimacy and of not being chosen is what's going to make this relationship with this person work better. So that is something that is going to be really in the forefront in your love life for 2023. And with the surprise invitation or meeting, I think this person will be a surprise for you, especially with this Ace of Pentacles, because I think this is a new person coming in. Because like I said, I'm really getting that most of the people watching this pile are single. If you happen to be in a relationship, I think you are still dealing with these fears which are impacting your relationship. And once you start to let go, release these fears, and kind of accept that the past is a past and it built these like structures in my relationship, but I can open up and trust this person, then that's when you will achieve a new level of stability through this Ace of Pentacles with this person who is actually very good for you. So overall, my pile lens, it's looking pretty cute for 2023. It's about growth in your attitude towards love and a new person coming in, or a step up in your commitment with a person that is already with you. So I put out a new video once a week. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 2, Temperance, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Three of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. For your love oracle cards, we got Mask and Keys on a Ring. All right, my pile 2. So what is your love life looking like for the year of 2023? We start off your spread with this Three of Pentacles, and immediately what I'm hearing is that you could have someone that you met in your workplace or through work, like maybe they were a customer who came in or you were a customer who came in to their workplace, and that's how you might have met this person. That's just an option here, but this Three of Pentacles really embodies the feeling of trying to work on building a relationship with this specific person. So if you don't know who I'm talking about, then this will be a new person coming in for you. And the majority of your love life for 2023 will be trying to kind of build this connection and make it work for you. And if you do know who I'm talking about, I feel like maybe you're already dating this person, but you don't have a real like solid commitment going on. This whole pile has really big like situationship energy, which I know some of you don't want to hear, but I just want to clarify, for any predictive reading, for anything that happens in the future, this is just what would happen if you continue to do things as you are doing them now, but you always have the opportunity to change your path. I mean, if you are hearing this and you don't like how this pile sounds, you can take alternative measures to kind of change that for you. But I don't think this is a bad pile. I just know that some of you probably do not want to be in a situation where you're unsure of whether or not someone else wants to commit to you, or you feel like a little bit in the dark about their feelings, which is the overall energy that this pile is giving me. So like I said, with this Three of Pentacles, there's also this energy of being put on a pedestal when the Three of Pentacles comes along. And I feel like for you, this is for the person that you are going to meet, or the person that's on your mind, where you really admire them and you really see the potential in what the relationship could be, which is why you are hanging on to this person. Because they have a lot of the qualities that you think would make a really great partner. And this person with this Queen of Wands could be an Aries or another fire sign, so Leo, Sagittarius, but most strongly Aries, or have a prominent Aries placement in their natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And they're represented by this Queen of Wands, which is someone who's very physically attractive, charismatic, kind of life of the party. Like, people are magnetically drawn to them, and probably they're like funny, they're charming, they just light up a room. I just heard, what is that movie? There's an old Hollywood movie. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But it's about like an older actress, and it's a black and white movie, but Marilyn Monroe is in it before she was like really famous. And there's a scene where she kind of walks into the room for the first time, but she, even in black and white, she just lights up the screen. Like your eye is kind of magnetically drawn to her. And that's the feeling that this person has. I think that's one of the reasons why you might have them on this pedestal, because they have a star quality about them that makes people drawn to them, and you feel like lucky to have had their attention, even if it's not to the full extent that you wanted. And the reason why I'm saying that is because in the middle of your spread, we have this Four of Pentacles, which to me in a love reading indicates someone holding back their feelings. And that's kind of solidified by this first love oracle card we got for your reading, which is Mask, and it says not showing true feelings. So I definitely feel like this person, or you, but more strongly I'm getting this person is kind of holding back their feelings. They're not really telling you exactly how they feel. And so I think for a lot of you, I'm getting that you might be a little bit of an overthinker, and so you are kind of ascribing your own thoughts to the silence. It's like without this person telling you exactly how they feel, it's a blank slate for you to kind of project whatever it is that you want on it. This reminds me of, there's like a film technique where you can take like a picture of someone's face, okay? And you can splice it with other material. And it can be the same picture of someone's face, but based on what else is going around it, or what comes after that. That's how the viewer decides what emotion that person is betraying. So like, for example, if you showed someone with like a blank face and then you showed them at a birthday party, the viewer might think that they're just content and they're being quiet and they're like happily silent observing the party. If you did the same face and then maybe it's like raining outside, it's thundering, you would think that they're being like contemplative and maybe a little maudlin. So that's a feeling that this gives me, is that you are in your head constantly trying to decide like what it is that this person feels about you, and you're using all these context clues. And I feel like you kind of drive yourself crazy a little bit with this, to be honest. And with this Eight of Pentacles here, this is all about putting in hard work. So I feel like definitely you are trying to make things work with this person. You're trying to get to a point where you two are fully committed, you're together. A message that I'm hearing for some of you is that this is someone that you have a huge crush on. Like you are kind of a little bit obsessed with them, and then you're not sure how they feel about you. Like they're a little bit hot and cold, and so sometimes you're like, oh, they like me, and then other times you're like, I don't know, but you still feel like I can't let them go for whatever reason. So you're working towards trying to find that answer, trying to get them to like let down these walls and give you kind of a definitive thing. And I have been in this situation before, unfortunately. So I understand what it's like. I understand that sometimes when you're in that phase, it's hard to give up because you just see the potential in someone so much. And with this Eight of Pentacles, you're definitely working towards solidifying something more stable, because that's really what you want with these Three Pentacle cards here. You want something stable. You want a commitment from this person, because you are represented by this Queen of Cups energy. So you could be a Cancer or another water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, but most prominently Cancer. I have a prominent water sign placement in your natal chart, so Moon, Rising, Venus. But the Queen of Cups is someone who's very affectionate, very loving, very patient, and I think that's what allows you to continue to kind of go after this person or try to extend things with them, is because you are patient and you believe, sometimes love takes time, and you're like willing to accept that. But you have a lot of very tender feelings for this person, Whereas I think this person is, with this Queen of Wands, they are a little bit more like physically attracted to you than emotionally attached, versus where you're more emotionally attached. And all of this is represented in the pile marker that you selected, which is Temperance. And Temperance is all about being patient and waiting. So I'm not seeing any real conclusion in this pile. I think probably, honestly, the majority of 2023 would be either meeting this person and trying to build a relationship, or having a crush on this person, or just maybe you are dating this person, but they're not fully committed to you, and it's spent on this person right now as it stands. But again, if you don't like that, if you don't think that sounds like it's for you, you have the opportunity to change that. You can recognize these behaviors in yourself of kind of hanging on to someone, and decide that you want someone who is more upfront about their feelings and more willing to share how they feel about you, and that's fine. But this is where it's at right now. So your first love oracle card, like I said, is Mask, which says not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, gaslighting. But I think the real important message here is not showing true feelings, which is echoed by that Four of Pentacles. Like I said before, I think that you are unsure of how this person feels about you, and maybe because you are unsure, you are also kind of masking your feelings because you don't want to scare them or be vulnerable or say the wrong thing. Like, it's kind of, it feels embarrassing to admit to someone that you are really interested in them or you like them, and then maybe them not feeling the same way. There's just that fear here that this person doesn't want the same things as you. So I feel like both of you are kind of hiding behind a mask in this situation. Then we have Keys on a Ring, which has many options, decision, unconventional, string along, and one night stand. And the thing that's sticking out to me the most here is decision, unconventional, and string along. Because like I said, this has big situationship energy, or like a long-term crush. There's so much pining in this pile. So it's almost like following the trail of breadcrumbs, like in Hansel and Gretel, and hoping that eventually you will reach the like gingerbread house. You know what I mean? So that is the overall energy for your love life in 2023. My pile twos. I put out a new video once a week. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 3, the 3 of Swords, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Knight of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands in reverse, the 5 of Swords, the Moon, and the Wheel of Fortune. For your love oracle cards, we got the Snake and the Butterfly. Okay, my pile 3, so what is your love life looking like in 2023? At the beginning of your spread, we have this Knight of Pentacles. Now, I think this represents a specific person. This person could be a Virgo or another Earth sign, so Taurus, Capricorn, but most strongly Virgo is coming through here, or they could have a prominent Earth placement in their natal chart, so Moon, Rising, Venus. And what I'm getting is that this is someone that you are either currently dating or have recently ended things with, and things are not working out. For a lot of you, I think that this is the person that you have broken up with, or the relationship that ended for you most recently. For others of you, I think you are currently in this relationship or a situationship or whatever the deal is with this person, and you're wondering if you should end it or not. So the thing about this person is that you have kind of asked them consistently to change certain aspects of their behavior. For a lot of you, I'm getting that this person specifically may have cheated on you, or there may have been like a third party situation, or they still talk to their ex, or they're like one of those people that just follows a bunch of like people who post thirst traps on social media, and that upsets you. And they have not really taken your ultimatums or your requests to heart, or maybe they say that they'll change in some way, like they say they'll be more honest, they'll be more open with their communication, they'll be more loyal, but you feel like you have been waiting on this person to make those changes that they promised forever. That's really the vibe that I get from this, is that it's like you have voiced what's troubling you about this relationship, or you did voice what was troubling you about this relationship, and the person was like, okay, I'll change, I'll do more, I'll take on more responsibility, I will help you more, I will be more empathetic, I will listen to you, I will be more romantic, whatever it is that was troubling you about this. And so you were like, okay, they said they're going to change, I'm going to give them a chance. And you just felt like you were constantly waiting, because this Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the tarot. So it's like this person was like, yeah, I'll give you like the level of stability, like I'll change in a positive way and give you those changes permanently. But it's all talk. Like they never actually arrived there. They never got there. And so you feel like you keep wishing on, or you kept wishing on, empty promises. And that's reflected by the next card in your spread, which is this 10 of Wands in reverse. So 10 of Wands upright indicates feeling burdened. And I see this a lot in relationship readings when one person is kind of feeling like they're carrying all of the emotional labor, or they're the ones who are trying to like fix things and make it work, and the other person is not really like adapting any of their behaviors to make the relationship more feasible, like more survivable. I actually saw this once in a reading that I did for a girl who had been engaged, and her fiance were kind of on and off, but they had spent, almost like 10 years together or something like that. So she was hesitant to kind of leave the situation because they had built so much, and it was scary to be on her own, because she doesn't really remember what it was like to not be with the fiance. But she was the one carrying all the burden. Like she was the one who was hurting emotionally, and he was kind of like, well, your feelings are like your responsibility, and I don't have to change my actions. Like you should just change the way you feel about it, basically. And now they're not together, and she's happier than ever. I feel inclined to say so. I do think that for a lot of you, you have already made the transition where you broke things off with this person. But like I said, if you are currently in a relationship or a situationship with this person, and you know what I'm talking about, I think it's time to call it off because this 10 of Wands in reverse indicates feeling burdened, but also the 10 of Wands as the 10th card in the suit of Wands, you're like almost at the end. So definitely it feels like you've invested a lot, but you're also overburdened, and you know that you can't, you could keep going. Like technically you could keep going, but is it worth it if you have to do everything yourself and feel exhausted, and you can't enjoy it by the time that you get to whatever, imaginary place that you've made up in your mind? So the 10 of Wands in reverse to me indicates a feeling of wanting to relieve yourself of that burden, of wanting to not be the only person that is making changes or having to wait on this person to change. And with the 5 of Swords here in the middle of your spread, I think that this is something that has been pretty emotionally devastating to you. You definitely feel like you've been stabbed in the back a little bit, or like this person can walk away and feel better than you can, even though they're the one that caused you pain. And this person is also a little like sneaky and underhanded. Maybe they're manipulative. Maybe they are a little like narcissistic, or they're gaslighting, or just this person was just like toxic in general. And honestly, being able to walk away from them, or having them walk away from you, is a blessing in disguise, because it leads us to this Moon card. And when I'm picking up from the Moon is about uncovering hidden truths. And so I feel like for a lot of you, a big focus for 2023, after this breakup or after the dissolution of this thing with this person, is so in relationships, in toxic relationships, it's really easy to identify where the other person went wrong, but sometimes it's harder to be honest with ourselves about how we are contributing to our own suffering in relationships or why we are accepting those things. And so I feel like a big focus for you in 2023 is kind of realizing why it is that you allowed this person to kind of take advantage of you or continue manipulating you or treating you poorly, or why you took on such a large emotional burden in this relationship. And a lot of times these are things that stem from our childhood or our feelings of self-worth, but I do feel like 2023 is really a big year of you kind of recognizing these issues that you have and how they're impacting your ability to form healthy romantic relationships. And this is really going to be the key into bringing you into the last card in your spread, which is this Wheel of Fortune, which is coming into something really great for you, feeling like you've been gifted something from the universe. And so I feel like for a lot of you, towards the end of 2023, I can see someone coming in for you, and this person could be a Pisces or Sagittarius with the moon in the Wheel of Fortune here, or have a prominent Pisces or Sagittarius placement in their natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But what I'm getting is that this person, you just feel so lucky to like have met a person like this. You feel like they're different from the people that you've dated in the past. And it definitely feels like unexpected, because I think that you will be in this moon energy of kind of healing and like dissolving these shadow aspects of yourself that are impacting your relationships. And then once you're kind of coming more into the light, this person will show up. But I do think it is near the end of the year. But you will start experiencing more luck in your romantic pursuits. And with this Three of Swords as your pile marker, I think this does represent this relationship with this Knight of Pentacles type, this person that has been really slow to change and offer you the kind of love that you want. And like I said, I think for most of you, this is a breakup that you have already been through and you're just still kind of reeling emotionally from it. And so that is going to take up a large part of your 2023 love life, is kind of healing from that. But for others of you, you are currently in this relationship and currently feeling this 10 of Wands emotional burden energy. But I think that this is something that you will be releasing in 2023. And the Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak, okay? So if you chose this, maybe you've watched a lot of tarot readings, maybe you already knew that. But the good news about the Three of Swords is that the Three of Swords, before it comes the Two of Swords, and sometimes in love reading, the Two of Swords is almost this feeling that something's off, but you can't really put your finger on it and you can't make accusations. And the Three of Swords is like the clarity of it. It's like, finally, you don't have to guess anymore. Now, and it might be painful, but you're not left in this stage of feeling like indecisive or feeling like you don't know which way to go or what's going on. And that in itself can be a bit of a relief. So I would not be afraid of any of the energies in the tarot, but the Three of Swords, because they all have, obviously it's not an easy thing to go through, but I think everyone experiences heartbreak at some point, and sometimes it can make love afterwards feel richer, and it gives us perspective on what we will and will not accept in a romantic relationship. And also, this is kind of side advice, but I remember after my kind of like first real breakup with someone I had been dating for a few years, I was like, I can now experience like Fleetwood Mac Rumors album in a new way, because once you have experienced like heartbreak, like I think you have a wider range of like emotional understanding. And so maybe that is a little bit comforting for you, that you can, watch a movie about breakups and feel comforted by it, because you can see your own emotions reflected back to you, or you can really hear new things in like music about breakups that you've heard before. Because I find that thinking about the gifts that a relationship has given you once it's over is a good way to continue healing and not feel like bogged down by the negative emotional weight of it. So for your first love oracle card, we got the snake, which says competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, and the other woman. And this really goes with that Five of Swords energy to me, because the Five of Swords is someone who's a little sneaky. So I feel like this person, this Knight of Pentacles, is a little clever, a little sly in that way. So that's why I do think maybe they're manipulative, or they have lied to you at some point, and that's one of the reasons why this relationship isn't working. They say they're going to change, they haven't actually done it. And I think maybe there's like a catalyzing event. There's like one kind of final thing that you find out where that's why you broke it off, or why you will break it off. Look over your shoulder. It's part of the reason why you have this emotional burden of the 10 of Wands is because you cannot fully trust this person. You cannot, let go of the weight of feeling like there's something off. And truthfully, like, even if this person did step up, would you ever be able to fully relax and trust them? No. So, and also it says the other woman here. So like I said, this could be a situation where they are cheating, or they have a wandering eye, whatever that is. But the good news is that we have as your second love oracle card, the butterfly, which says relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. And that goes with the last two cards in your spread, this moon and this wheel of fortune. Like I said, I think a big part of your love life for 2023 will be kind of healing these parts of yourself that maybe you have not fully confronted, why it is that you take on emotional burdens, why it is that you accept less than what you deserve in a relationship. And figuring those things out about yourself are going to allow you to evolve kind of into the next phase in your love life, which is where you'll be experiencing more luck and people who make you feel more abundant in love, which is represented by this wheel of fortune at the end of your spread. So a really big year of growth and expansion in your mindset when it comes to love that will ultimately lead you into having a better love life. All right, my pile threes, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 4, the Hierophant, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Chariot, the High Priestess, the Seven of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Empress. For your love oracle cards, we got Palm Tree and the Dragonfly. Okay, my pile 4. So what is going on in your love life in 2023? We start off your spread with the Chariot. So immediately I'm hearing that this is the energy of knowing exactly what you want and going after it. So for a lot of you, if you're single and you're interested in starting a relationship, you know the kind of partner that you want. You know the qualities that they need to have and the qualities that they cannot have in order to make it work with you. And I think that this is something that it took you time to reach, like, the conclusions of. Like, I feel like maybe you've had an unsatisfying string of relationships in the past, and that's why you have come to this place where now you have figured out exactly what it is that you want and don't want. And so you're in pursuit of that. For others of you, if you are already in a relationship, the Chariot indicates moving forward, so forward movement. And I think that you are very happy about this. The Chariot is the card of Cancer, and so there's Cancerian energy here of being like nurturing and wanting to have kind of a nurturing, loving relationship. But Cancers are also represented by the crab, right? This is someone that has like a hard outer shell, but once they let you in to kind of the soft interior, they keep you there. They'll keep you inside the shell. So you definitely are not interested in something that is fleeting. You want a solid, stable thing moving forward. And you also are not really willing to let people in unless they meet the requirements of someone that you know will be good for you. And with the High Priestess as the next card in your spread, I believe that this represents you. You are someone who has kind of evolved in relationships. I think you're a step ahead of a lot of people in recognizing what it is that you will and will not accept. You could also be a very intuitive person, so you kind of know when meeting people whether or not it would work out, like you feel it in your gut. And so I feel like for a lot of you, maybe you have not met someone where you feel like, oh, this is like the person for me. We match up on like a spiritual, intellectual level, because I feel like a lot of you have not experienced that, and you are someone who probably is very smart, and you're okay with being alone because you know that if you are going to have a love, if you want to be in love, it needs to be really like spiritual and deep is what I'm hearing. There's just maybe like with your soulmate or your partner, you have a lot of eighth house like synastry overlays is something that I just heard. So like a very deep spiritual connection is what you're after. You're not really interested in flings, and you want someone who really just understands you, where you have a shared language and a mutual understanding and similar values and similar outlooks on life, and someone who is just as evolved as you are and is not afraid of communication and meeting each other in the middle. And with both the Chariot and the High Priestess is the card of the Moon, which is a Cancerian energy. So again, very strong here, Cancer energy. Either you or this person could be a Cancer or have a prominent Cancer placement in your natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But what I'm getting is that you have a lot of options upcoming in your love life. So you might be on dating apps, and maybe there are a lot of people that are showing interest in you, but you're like, none of these people are really like sticking out to me. I don't know that any of these people are on the same level as I am or can give me what I want, which is, like I said, this really intense, loving, strong, possessive, but not in a toxic way, just like we know that we're meant for each other kind of way, connection. If you are in a relationship, then these are options of how to move forward. These are all the different ways that it could end up. These are all the different things that you could do together. So for a lot of you, if you are in a relationship and you've already met this person that you feel like you have this connection with, then you're at the point where like, well, are we going to move in together? Are we going to get married? Are we going to buy a house? Are we going to get a pet? Are we going to have a child? Like, you can see all the different pathways of what your future with this person would look like. And I think this year will be kind of discussing which way to go. So this person in particular that's coming in, if you're single, like I said, I think you have a lot of options, but there's one person in particular that's sticking out, which is this Knight of Swords energy, which is Gemini, or another air sign, could be Aquarius or Libra also, but most strongly Gemini. So this person could be a Gemini or have a prominent air sign placement in their natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And this person is very passionate, they're intellectual, they can banter with you. That's something that I find very attractive in another person, is their ability to kind of play off you and keep up with you intellectually, which I think is something that you really value also as a High Priestess here. But this person is smart, intelligent, they're passionate specifically about you, and they feel a little bit different than the other people because they feel like they're trying to connect to you on an intellectual level. Whereas a lot of other people, especially if you're on dating apps, they're trying to connect to you specifically on a physical level. And so with this person coming into your life, you're going to feel like the Empress. They make you feel very beautiful, very loved. The Empress is a card of beauty, and it's also a card of abundance in love. So I think if you meet this person this year, this will be the start of a very beautiful romantic relationship. And also I'm hearing a specific message for some of you that you could become pregnant with this person's child, or you could impregnate this person, or you could decide to start a family together, adopt, whatever it is that applies to you. This is gender neutral. But this is definitely the feeling of being abundant in love in a way that you have not before, which is really beautiful. And like I said, if you are already in a relationship with this person that you feel meets this criteria for you, with this Knight of Swords, this is them kind of, I think this also represents this person, but this is them kind of coming to you and having a very solid, logical discussion about how things will move forward. And in the end, it all works out for you. And like I said, you could end up actually starting a family with this person. But in general, this is really just being lucky in love enjoying it and finding a really beautiful, secure connection. And your pile marker was a Hierophant, and the High Priestess and the Hierophant are a perfect couple in the tarot, and they're major arcana couple, so this is really deep. This is like a very powerful spiritual couple, and there is an understanding, like an intuitive understanding of each other. This has big like past life energy, like you were meant to end up together. And the Hierophant is also something, represents an institution or something that stays the same forever. The Hierophant can also indicate weddings, so this could be a marriage coming in for you, like maybe you decide to get married, you get engaged, but this is a very stable connection either way. It's not something that's wavering, it's not something that's at risk of crumbling down. And there's also I keep saying spiritual connection, but it's really deep here. I keep hearing the Miguel song Coffee, which is it's kind of a sexual song, but it's in a way that's all about the connection that the two people share. It's a really good song. I recommend listening to it. But that's the vibe of this. It's like, what are the lyrics? I wish I could paint our love, these moments in vibrant hues. That's, it's like you've built a work of art together romantically. That's what I'm hearing. This person is romantic, most definitely. And with the Hierophant, I know I said before that they could be an air sign, but the Hierophant represents Taurus. So we also have Taurus energy here. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. For your first love oracle card, we have stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. And the stability is represented in this pile marker, the Hierophant, which is a card of stability and longevity and tradition. So definitely this feels like a pretty traditional relationship in the sense that, this is like a wine and dine kind of couple. And the growth is represented in this Empress, which is all about abundance and harvest and things coming into play. So it definitely feels like this relationship is growing, whether or not you meet this person this year or you are already in a relationship with this person. Your next love oracle card is the Dragonfly, which says be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light, adapt, change, heal. So what I'm getting from this is I feel like this kind of represents your person with this Knight of Swords. This is a person who is coming to you trying to be lighthearted and have this banter with you, but they're also very curious, like intellectual people. So they want to find out how best to move things along. And that's why, they want to stick out from these other people that are trying to get your attention if you're single. And they want to kind of get to the bottom of what the evolution of your relationship could look like if this is someone that you are already in a relationship with. So definitely this is someone looking forward to the future. And this is a beautiful pile. And with 3 major arcana plus a major arcana pile marker here, this is a really deep, stable relationship. This is not something that looks like it's ending anytime soon or at all. So congratulations, my pile 4 is very beautiful. All right, thank you for watching. I put out a new video once a week. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Take care.